sacred stones and falling towers. Rubio's first act as America's top diplomat? Prayer at Jerusalem's Western Wall with Netanyahu, a tableau of unbreakable US-Israel friendship. But even as leaders pressed notes into ancient cracks, Gaza's skyline crumbled. Towers collapsing, civilians fleeing with minutes to spare, and underground battles raging. This is faith, fire, and fragile lives, bound together. Jerusalem's old city, a place where politics, faith, and symbolism intertwine. On September 14th, United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio touched down in Israel for his first official trip as Washington's top diplomat. His very first stop, the Western Wall, Judaism's holiest site, alongside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and US Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee. The three men approached the wall in silence, placing handwritten notes into its ancient cracks before bowing their heads in prayer. They were guided by Mordecai Suli Eliav, CEO of the Western Wall Heritage Center, who led them through the underground tunnels that run beneath the old city's Muslim quarter. The symbolism of this moment was not lost on Netanyahu, who addressed reporters immediately after the tour.
Marco Rubio and his wife, Janet. I think his visit here is a testament to the durability, the strength of the Israeli-American alliance. It's as strong and as durable as the stones of the Western Wall that we just touched. Under President Trump and Secretary Rubio and their entire team, this alliance has never been stronger, and we deeply appreciate it, not only on behalf of the people of Israel who live today, the generations of Jews who preceded us, and hope that we build our state anew with friends like you. Thank you, Mark.
Rubio himself did not address the press, and neither official took questions. Still, the symbolism was unmistakable. A first stop at Judaism's most sacred site, prayers alongside Israel's leader, and a message of unshakable unity. For Netanyahu, the photo opportunity achieved its purpose, underscoring Washington's commitment to Israel, in words as enduring as stone. May God avenge those responsible. While dignitaries prayed in Jerusalem, Gaza reeled from fresh Israeli strikes. On the same day, the Israel Defense Forces targeted multiple high-rise towers in Gaza City, saying they were being used by Hamas for surveillance and military operations. One strike hit a building on the campus of the Islamic University in Gaza City, a site the military alleged had been repurposed by Hamas, but which at the time was also sheltering displaced Palestinians. Prior to the strike, the IDF said it issued an evacuation warning. It was the third major tower destroyed that day. Earlier, Israeli warplanes had hit the Al-Kawthar residential tower in Gaza's Tel Al-Hawa neighborhood. Footage captured the moment the building collapsed into rubble, with plumes of smoke rising above the city skyline. Residents fled in panic, many leaving behind all they owned. One woman, speaking to local media, recalled the terror of those final minutes.
We were sitting safely, and I was baking when they began saying, "You have 10 minutes to evacuate the tower." This is what happened. A person was standing in front of the door saying, "You have 10 minutes to evacuate the tower." We left and took nothing with us. I walked out in my prayer clothes. Thank God we are alive. May God avenge those responsible. They devastated us. I don't know what to say. What did we gain from this? Why is this happening? For what reason? God is enough for me.
The government media office in Gaza accused Israel of deliberately targeting civilian infrastructure, calling it a pattern of deception.
While the Israeli army claims to be targeting the resistance, it deliberately, based on a clear methodology, bombs schools, mosques, hospitals, and medical centers, destroys residential towers and buildings.
Israel firmly denied the charge, saying its operations were focused on Hamas strongholds and designed to dismantle the group's infrastructure. The IDF insisted that evacuation warnings were issued before each strike, pointing to evidence of Hamas surveillance equipment and observation posts inside the towers. At the time of this report, Gaza's health ministry puts the Palestinian death toll at 64,800, with 164,000 wounded. The latest strikes on Gaza's towers, Israel says, are part of that plan. For residents, though, it means another day of smoke, dust, and shattered lives. In the far north of the Gaza Strip, the battle has been focused underground. In Beit Hanun, Israeli ground forces, backed by the Shin Bet security service, carried out a sweeping operation to destroy what remains of Hamas's tunnel network. According to a joint statement, at least 11 Hamas operatives, including field commanders, were killed. The IDF says its Northern Brigade, alongside Shin Bet, tracked fighters who had either returned to the area or evaded detection when Hamas's Beit Hanun battalion was declared defeated last month. Guided by intelligence, Israeli troops directed drones to strike tunnel shafts and a significant underground route. The bodies of the operatives were later discovered inside. The fighting stretched beyond Beit Hanun. In Jabalia and on the outskirts of Gaza City, troops of the Givati Infantry Brigade killed more than 10 Hamas operatives and destroyed infrastructure. The 215th Artillery Regiment followed with strikes that destroyed weapons depots. Further south, in Gaza City's Sheikh Radwan neighborhood, the 401st Armored Brigade reported killing at least 10 fighters during a single strike. The campaign widened into other sectors. The 990th Reserve Artillery Regiment targeted a Hamas anti-tank missile post. The Yiftah Reserve Infantry Brigade and Northern Brigade destroyed several surveillance facilities. In southern Gaza, the Etzioni Reserve Infantry Brigade disabled additional Hamas equipment and killed several operatives. The IDF framed this as evidence of steady progress. Hamas authorities in Gaza, however, claimed at least 47 people, many of them civilians, were killed in Israeli strikes over a 24-hour period. For Israel, this is the grinding work of dismantling what it calls the last remnants of Hamas battalions. For Palestinians on the ground, it is another chapter of loss and devastation in a war that shows no sign of abating.